What's up? How's everybody doing? Let me know if audio is good before we get started. But it's been a while. It's been a while. My intention was to be quite active this summer, but I gotta say, it's not easy. It's not easy to follow, to be excited or even talk about just the circus that Milan has become. I mean, it's been a circus for a long time now. But anyway, I think in when the season was over, there was maybe a little bit of hope for change. And to be honest, according to all the reflections I have, according to all the information I've gathered, according to all the things I'm reading and I'm seeing, despite Allegri, Tare, whatever, nothing changes. It's always the same shit. AC Milan is still being run the same way. The modus operandi is still the same. Nothing changes. Therefore, because the modus operandi, which if you don't know what it is by now, then you just have not been paying attention. Because of this modus operandi, which is basically based on a financial plan, and that is the main thing, that is the priority. Because of that, Milan will never be an elite team. The way they run the club will never allow Milan to free its wings and fly. So, what is there to be excited about? I mean, I guess if we were like Verona, and now we have Allegri and Tare, blah, blah, maybe, but we are downgrading. This is a continuation not only of a downgrade of a roster, which many people think and share that opinion, but it's a downgrade of the club. The club continues to downgrade. Why? Because Jerry Cardinale is infatuated with this Moneyball bullshit operation scheme that he wants to do. So we're stuck. We're stuck with this. We're stuck with these guys. I don't understand why someone can't come and just buy the club so they can free us of this nightmare. But if that's a reason why I have not been going live, I think we will be going live a little bit more later on when the games start, so we can talk about the games. But the structure of the club has not changed. It is exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. The introduction of Tare and Allegri doesn't bring much. I mean, maybe top four. Maybe we're gonna make top four. No chance in hell we're gonna win the Scudetto, even though it should be the year of the Scudetto this year. I mean, we are only playing in Serie A. But if you look at how some of the other teams are operating, they're just above us, and we can't really do anything about it. Even if you look at the market, I mean, what are these players that we're going after? Who are we getting? The only reason why Modric is at Milan is because Modric wanted to come to Milan, right? That's the only reason why he. It's not because also Modric has 1 or 2 years left in his. He needed to be in a semi-competitive situation. Milan suits him perfectly. He doesn't have to worry about Europe. He's conquered Europe 6 times already. He doesn't need to do that at club level anymore. So Milan has no Europe. He just is obligated to play once a week for a big club that he was a fan of when he was a kid, and that's the only reason why Modric is with us. It's not because any. It's not because of Furlani or Cardinale or Allegri or Tare. It's got nothing to do with it. The only reason why Modric is with us is because he wants to, you know, take this bucket list of his of playing for Milan before he ends his career, and that's literally what he's doing. Like, he's dictating the terms. Now, he's the only really top player that we're gonna get, I think, this summer that we have gotten. Is he going to make a difference to the squad? I think he should. This is a Ballon d'Or winner. He's won 6 Champions Leagues. He's brought Croatia to was it the finals? He brought Croatia to the finals of a World Cup, I believe. I might be wrong about that. So we're talking about a very special player. Like Modric is a very special player, and in theory, players like that do have an impact. They usually do have an impact. So that is a little bit of positivity that you can try and fish out of this swamp full of turds. There's a little bit of positivity there. But again, let me reiterate, he's not here because the project convinced him. He's not here because Furlani had this great vision and convinced. He's here simply because he is that kind of player that has the power to dictate his own terms, and he wants to finish his career at Milan. If you're excited about that, you have an issue. If you are excited about that, you 100% have an issue, and you should not be an AC Milan fan. If you're excited about that, there's something legitimately wrong with you if you're excited about that. There's nothing to be excited about when it comes to Modric. It's actually a charity. It's embarrassing, honestly. It's charity. We're taking charity. And you know what's the worst thing about all of this? That the way Milan was set up through Paolo Maldini's work, we can act like a top-level team. We have everything we need to act like a top-level team, to push the boundaries in Serie A. But we're not doing that at all. We're literally retreating. We're retreating. We're always retreating. We're always going back into the shell. Why? Why are we retreating? Why do we lack the courage to go out there and take what's ours? Yeah? Why? Ask yourself why. Why do we not have that courage? Why are we so scared to risk? Why are we so scared to go all in? Why is our strategy all about finances and money? But from a sporting sense, that is exactly why we are not that kind of team that will go all out there and risk, is because we are run by people that are not sportsmen. These are people that don't understand sports. They don't understand the adventure of sports. They don't understand competition. It's just it's managing a portfolio. This is what it is. AC Milan is an asset portfolio, and that's how they're managing, like an asset portfolio. They're not, as far as the competitive sporting side, Allegri and Tare, these are scapegoats. These are just people they put there to put in front of them. But the show is run by Redbird's strategy, Moneyball strategy, and the person who's in charge of conducting that strategy is Furlani. And that's the only prerogative of the squad. Moneyball, sustainability, that's it. There is no risk. There is no adventure. There is no let's go out there. Let's go and make the impossible possible. Let's dream big. There's none of that, because that can cost you a lot of money. And in the world of portfolio asset management, it's not worth the risk. It's never worth the risk. So what is there to say, guys? We are run as a mediocre. We are an elite team run as a mediocre team. What is there to be excited about? You have these YouTubers here in America that are still fucking glazing about this and that. They're trying to find every single excuse in the world to convince themselves that Milan is going to go forward in a positive direction. No, it's not. The thing that people don't understand is that teams don't just run themselves. Just because you're Milan doesn't mean that you're going to be Milan. Milan is Milan when Milan is run like Milan. You have to run Milan with the courage of going all out, of being the best, with the courage of spending the money for the big players, and then the return will come with the results. None of that is happening. It's all we're getting this fucking useless player. What's his name? Someone wrote it here in chat. Estupinan. We're getting Estupinan to replace Theo Hernandez. We had literally a guy that we built into the best fullback in the world, and we're getting a 27-year-old from Brighton who's costing us less than 20 million. Great Moneyball operation, because all he needs to do is just play in Serie A, win a few games, get a few assists, and all of a sudden they can make some capital gains off of him. Great. This is how we're operating. What, do you really think this is the replacement of Theo Hernandez? Are you crazy? I mean, in England, when you have players that cost 120 million, 150 million, Palmer was this young kid, came out of the Primavera, 40 million. We're getting a 27 million player from the Premier League. So the Premier League itself does not value this player highly. This is the guy we're getting to replace Hernandez? Are you kidding me? What do you want me to be happy about? What do you want me to... What? This is really what we are like pushing and being optimistic about. No, guys, this continues to be Moneyball. This continues to be this operation that has got nothing to do with sports, that has got nothing to do with our history, with our legacy, with the meaning of our history and our legacy. It's all this money scheme. It's just this, it's a cash cow money scheme for Redbird, and that's all it is. And we can say this till we're blue in the face, but it's not going to change. So the thing that has left me quite disappointed is that, yes, not only has nothing changed, but it looks like they're doubling down, tripling down. And for me, it is quite apparent at this point that Tare, especially Tare, is just there to protect Furlani, is just there to take the blame. It is apparent that Allegri is here because it's not a high-pressure situation. Allegri, for the first time in his career, can finish sixth, and he'll get a pat in the back. So Allegri is pretty happy. They're not putting any pressure on him. They don't give a fuck about you guys. If you think they care about you wanting them to win, they'll say it, but they don't care about it. They don't give a fuck what you guys think. You guys are meaningless to them. You're pieces of meat. You're clients. You're nothing else. And the moment you don't spend money on them, you're nothing. You're not a fan. They don't give a fuck about you supporting them. You know, either you're a client or you're nothing. So there's nothing holding them accountable. There's nothing that holds them accountable. It's honestly a tragic situation. I'm looking at how some of the other teams are operating. Again, I can't believe it. People fell for it again. They were talking about how Inter was done, the destruction of Inter, this, that, and the other. And now Inter, all of a sudden, Marotta has convinced Oaktree to spill the beans and put in money, and they're going to be fine. Napoli is building a super team. Napoli is doing incredible in the market. Juventus is continuing their project. They're not in the best shape, but they're better than us for sure. Atalanta with Juric is going to be, we got to see how that goes. I'm sure Roma is going to do well with Gasperini. People say that Gasperini takes time. I don't think it's going to take much time for them to start kicking at all cylinders. Sarri with Lazio. The difference is that these teams are being run like football teams, like sports teams. Milan is not. Therefore, guys, don't be surprised if next season, despite who comes here in the summer, what player we get, don't be surprised if it's going to be a season where we can't make top four. And don't think that Allegri, just because Allegri has won 5 Scudettis in a row, all of a sudden he can replicate that with Milan. Remember that when Allegri won those 5 Scudettis in a row, he had hands down the best roster in Italy by far. Because at that period, Juventus was the only team that was really pushing the football aspect. They made the Champions League final twice, kind of like how Inter is now, but Inter has more competition right now. Back then, Juventus had no competition. They had Napoli and Roma a little bit, but it wasn't enough. So it's not like Allegri, because he won those 5 Scudetti, now he's going to come to Milan and with Estupian and Estupinian and freaking what's his name, Charlie Brown. I don't know what the Archie Brown and players like this. He's gonna win the Scudetto. No, guys, we saw Allegri with a Juventus that had quality players. He struggled a lot. He struggled a lot. You know, so Allegri is not a guarantee at all. The guarantee should always be the ownership, the management, the drive. What is the purpose of owning the team? What is the meaning of me? The meaning should be the guarantee, right? Why is Inter in a good spot? Is because they are respecting the club's legacy. They're treating the club based on its legacy. And when you do that, you can, yeah, you can spend lots of money and lose it. But when you do that, you can also achieve great results and make history and make money on the field rather than having to spend to fail the season and then sell your players. By the way, guys, let me just reveal some things to you. The owner of Manchester City made a huge deal with Capital Redbird in buying a media company. So that operation with reindeers was a 100% scratch my back. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. In no world, now I don't like reindeers, you guys know I don't, but I know that reindeers was worth way more than 50 million plus bonuses. With the amount of money they spend in the EPL, they should have paid for him at least 100 million, right? Some stupid number like that. But again, we sold reindeers to Man City. Why? Because Redbird is doing business with the owners of Man City. Man City needed a player to replace De Bruyne, and Mr. Furlani needed, after failing the Serie A season, he needed the money to ensure that the club would finish the fiscal year in black. So whatever. So you know who set the price for reindeers? Man City set the price for reindeer. As long as it was enough to cover Milan's losses, Milan said yes. So, guys, how the fuck do you expect us to be an elite team when this is how we operate? This is not how an elite team operates. It's pretty much it's a dire situation. We are in a dire situation, and I just want this team to be sold. I want these owners gone. I honestly believe that the day Furlani and Jerry Cardinale are going to be gone, people are going to be in Piazza Duomo celebrating like it's like we won the Champions League. I bet that's going to happen. I bet the day these guys are out of the club, people are going to go Piazza Duomo, celebrate all fucking night. Thousands of people. They're going to go to Piazza Duomo all over the world. Milanisti all over are going to celebrate. Then, of course, there's going to be a few leftovers, that delusional leftovers that believe in these clowns. But I'm telling you, it's going to be an incredible day when that happens. All right, let's go to chat a little bit, and then we can talk about some of the players, maybe watch some highlight videos, and maybe talk a little bit about tactics and whatnot. Dan, Forza Furlani. Guys, Furlani is the man. What's up, Dan99? Libyan Samurai, how you doing, brother? What is going on? Edison, What is up? Breaking news: Samarici to Bayern. Here we go. 75 million next year. It's happening. And remember this: if next year we don't make Europe, it's okay, guys. We sell Lao. It's all good. We sell Lao. I'm a time traveler from 2028. Nice. What do you think of Estupian? I think it's a terrible signing. I think in a regular Milan, he should be maybe the fourth choice. There is no chance in hell that a 27-year-old player in the EPL plays for Brighton, gets sold for 18 million, and then helps a team in Italy achieve big things. That just does not happen. Okay, it does not happen. He wasn't a. He's not a phenomenal. He's not a phenom at Brighton. He ain't going to be a phenom at Milan. And also, we're replacing him with Teo's worst season, guys. Teo's worst season is probably three times better than this guy's best season. That's what that's the massive downgrade we did there. And the other thing that bothers me is this: if we if we are going to take this route, this Moneyball route, and get these useless players that are just using Milan really just for a stepping stone, and it's a good opportunity for their careers. There's no real attachment to the shirt. There's no attachment to the country. There's no attachment to the culture. It's just like a job. It's just it's a job, right? It's just a job. That's all it is. They are faithful to their own countries, and they're faithful to their own values. Milan is just an opportunity. These guys that would have never dreamt of playing for a club like Milan. So for them, it's a great opportunity to gain some value and whatnot. But for me, it's like, if we're going to get these kind of players, let's just play the youngsters. The results are going to be more or less the same. So just the difference is this: that if you keep on playing these average players, the results are going to be shit, and they're going to continue to be shit. But if you play the youngsters from Primavera, maybe the first year is not going to be great, but the second year is going to get better, and the third year better, and the fourth year maybe we are the best, right? I mean, again, look at Maldini's work with the team was so phenomenal. Look at how he grew those players, how he grew the group. And remember what he did. And a lot of people like Kush, yeah, I'm mentioning you, Kush. You have no clue about what you say, what you do. I have no idea how you get away with what you get away with. But Kush here was talking about Origi. He did get Origi. He did get. That's not. If you want to analyze Maldini, you have to analyze the work he did with the group he had, starting from 2019, and how it grew, how he grew them together. He grew players as a family, players that believed in the cause, players that were pride, that had the pride to dream and become parts of Milan's history. That is what Maldini was doing. You American YouTubers don't fucking understand anything. You got the guy at Sempre Milan who is just that guy is. I have no words for that guy. Kush lost. All of these guys have no clue what they're saying, what they're talking about. They have no clue. They do not understand anything about how a team is built, how a team is constructed. They don't understand the work that these guys in the offices do. The only thing they understand is what they see on the TV for those 90 minutes. But all the other stuff that happens in the locker room, in while you're traveling, in the trainings, the conversations, the relationships, the work of the sporting director, in that case Maldini, of him creating a group of players that were ready to sacrifice themselves for the cause. That was the specialty. That was what he was doing, which was incredible, and that's what we can't do that anymore because the club is not set up to do that. That right now is bad for business. It is bad for business to do what Maldini did. What's good for business is to not create a group of players that believe in the cause. What's good for business is not to build relationships, because these players can be sold, can and speaking of group, what group are we building? Every year we're doing tons of buys, tons of players going in, going out. It's a mess. There's absolutely no order. There's nothing. This is a amateur operation, guys. From a sporting level, this is an amateur operation. I have no clue how these guys are getting away with it. I am sure that I would do a better job at what they're doing. I'm not saying I would win anything, but I would do a better job than what these guys are doing. It's crazy. Anyway, what's up, Fahad? How you doing? AC mediocre. Yep, that's right. Right, the other day I was watching a documentary about stock market and business tactics. Guess what private equity means? What does it mean, Edison? Guess what private? Yeah, what does it mean? Good to be back without being banned. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, last time I clicked by mistake in banned you. Best of luck for the upcoming season, Roy. For Samina, thank you, Egan Adams. Appreciate it. History shows private equity companies have a history of bankrupting companies by taking money out of it. The biggest case is Toys R Us. Okay, so is that what Redbird wants to do with Milan? Juventus is run worse than Milan. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Now, Juventus, actually, I know so. I know they're not run worse than Milan. For sure, they're not worse, but they're not run in a great way. That's for sure. They also have lost their ways, but the way Milan is run is just a whole different level of stupid. Estupian seems good and has got to make. Okay, get the fuck out of here, bro. Please. Abdi. Both Elliot and Redbird are not in the sport business to begin with, let alone football. Elliot is a vulture fund, and Redbird is a huge fund focusing on the entertainment business mainly. Yeah, of course. They don't give a shit about results. For them, results is a different thing. It's a different thing. Como better ambition than Milan? Yeah, 100%. Como, you can say based. Now, I'm not saying Como is going to do better than Milan, but based on where Como is, and based on what their results should be or can be, they are doing better than Milan for sure. So, for example, if Como finishes eighth and we finish sixth, Como has had a better season than Milan. If we finish fourth and Como finishes in Conference League, Como will have had a better season than Milan. We are trading a shit player like Joao Mario plus measly 3. Who the fuck is Joao Mario? We're trading a shit player like Joao Mario. I have no clue who you're. I'm not following what Juve is doing, bruv. I don't know who you're talking about. I already canceled my Paramount subscription. All right, yeah, good job. Don't give Jerry any money. Roy, good morning from the land down under. Good to see you back doing the live. What's up, Kim? How you doing, my man? Guys, if you haven't already, please click the like. Guys, I am told that the more times you click the like, the more it hurts Furlan. It's like a voodoo doll. The like is like a Furlani voodoo doll. It tickles him. It tickles him. And he doesn't like to be tickled. Estupian is good but injury prone. He's devalued due to injury. That's why he's cheap. Can be a hit or a miss, but doesn't meet expectation to a certain level. He's a third choice left back from Pride. Bruh, like, these are the kind of guys that you would never see in an AC Milan shirt. Like, not in a million years. What's up, the Milanista Report? How you doing, brother? I'll be diving deep into Milan's next Maldini. What do you mean by that? Ferris says, what do you mean? We still have no right back? Well, listen, I mean, the way I see it is this. If we're going to get these average players, let's just play Jimenez and Magni. Magni was the fullback that came from Primavera Milan Futuro. Let's play those two guys. And on the other side, let's play Bartesaghi. And I don't know. And then I guess we have to play this. We got Estupinian, whatever the fuck his name is. But let's play these guys. If this is the route we're gonna go, let's play these guys. You're gonna make capital gains because if Bartisaghi has a good fucking season, you can sell him for 25 million, and you can make a huge capital gains. Like this is another thing. Why aren't you growing? Why are you getting rid of Liberali? You idiots! Liberali, you can make so much money off of this kid. If this kid has 2 good seasons with Milan, you can sell him for 50 million. He's that kind of player. But instead, we're going for Jashari. Like what? We're spending 40 million for Jashari. Jashari, who the fuck? Why? What tells you that you're going to make capital gains off of Jashari? If Jashari's 40 million now, or do you think he's going to cost 80 million in the future? You sold Reindeers for 50 million. What are you going to? How are you going to sell Jashari? Who's going to buy Jashari for 80 million or whatever? Like, what kind of capital gains do you really want to do with Jashari? It makes no sense. Make capital gains with the players that you built from the Futuro, from the Primavera. Because these are players that have potential. We know. We've seen it every year. People who follow this know. There are certain players that come out of the youth, and usually you can track their progress through the national teams. These players usually end up being the best Italian players. Milan has a bunch of them. Camarda, Liberali, Bartesaghi, Zeroli, these kind of players like that. Magni, Longoni. Just grow these players and then fucking sell them. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Make sure to hit that like. It's good for the soul. Roy Allegri did well after getting the team Ancelotti created, then jumped on Juve, a team constructed by Conte. That's how he succeeded being a leech, taking over from great coaches. And that's another thing that you have to consider. Allegri inherited a fucking crazy roster when it came to AC Milan. That roster was insane. He failed. I mean, he won that league, but with the roster he had, for me, he failed. And honestly, I didn't like his football at all when he played for Milan. It was awful. We did win that one season, but the season that people want to remember as the Montari season, honestly, if you're really honest with yourself, that season was so disgusting from beginning to end that the Montari thing shouldn't even bother you. You should actually forget it, because that season we played so shitty in Europe and in Serie A. And Galliani made it all about the Montari thing. Galliani was cheeky there. He did some propaganda. He brainwashed a lot of people that year. But no, Milan was being coached terribly that year. And then, yeah, you're right. The next time he goes to Juventus, that was a team that Conte constructed. It was a team that didn't have much competition. Now, listen, Allegri has his qualities. He definitely is a good coach. We can't deny that. There's definitely something he can do. He knows how to do better than other coaches. But coaches need a good project to back them. And he doesn't have that. Allegri does not have that. Forza Milan. Yo. Teo con il cagotto gioca meglio. Sì. Yeah. Teo with... the worst of Teo is maybe 4 times better than any of these players we're being linked with. Purvis is a decent player, not a complete bum like Emerson, but definitely not world class. Ragazzi, we got to stay patient until Maldini's back with the Arabs. Yeah. That's the only thing, man. We just got to wait. In the meantime, try and not spend too much money on these guys, because they love it when you spend money on them. But it's all we have. The waiting game. Sure, lots of fans said the same thing about Emerson last season. Roy, please don't hit the ban button again by mistake. No, I won't. When Wall Street fired Maldini, it was clear taking away the spirit and abuse of the brand, taking away, yeah, 100%. Away all the people that represent the history. It's a corporate edge. Yeah, 100%. Because all of those things are bad for business, right? Business, there's no time for any of that. For history, legacy, spirit, business is simple. I have a product, you pay for it. That's it. What about Martino? On one pod he went out his way to get a photo of Jashari when he went to the San Siro when he was a child, was talking and hyping Jashari up. Never heard of him. Yeah, listen, they're going to super Martino, Sant'Angelo, all these American. It's the American guys. It's all the American guys. I don't know what's up with the U.S. But they love fucking like going overboard. Is now listen, Jashari is an international. He's a Swiss international player. Okay, he plays for the Swiss team. He already has good experience with the national team. And Switzerland right now is a pretty competitive team. He's not a bum. He's not a bum. But, uh, is he going to move any needles? No, not at all. No, no way. No way. No way he's going to move any needles. Now, it's not that this really matters that much, but it's not like you have any big teams really after him either. It's probably going to be similar to DeCadler. It could be a very similar DeCadler situation where he comes, he needs to adapt, or maybe not. But whatever, he's not going to move any needles, and he's not going to become an 80 million euro player like some people think. Honestly, they should get sued for the damages they're doing and compromising the brand value. We became Euro flab. I'm with you there, my man. They should get sued. They should just leave the company and do something else. Maybe go buy. They should buy Udinese. Go buy Udinese and leave AC Milan alone. Where did you think the profit goes to when they sell the player? To cover expenses. To cover the expenses that of the club. Because the club expenses are not going to be covered by the owners. The owners are not doing that. The market is not going to be, there's not going to be any injections of money. It's all about being sustainable. Selling players makes the club sustainable. So that sustainability is the main goal. So their profits, if you want to call them profits, the money just goes back into the club. On my next pod royale, I'll be happy if they played the youngsters. Oh yeah, okay, cool. When is the next pod? Put it in the chat. And guys, make sure to go to the Milanista report. Nico, great guy, great insight, great mind. Listen to his stuff. Good podcast, and yeah, support Nico on the Milanista report. Teo going to Saudi Arabia is messed up. If him and Rangers had stayed and we added Ricci and the kid from Bruges, we should look okay. The right back position is... Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Rangers, but that's a good point. You think of Teo, Rangers, plus Jashari, plus Ricci, plus Modric. Yeah, it's quality players, but we're getting rid of our quality players, and we're replacing Reinders with Bondo, because Ricci is not Reinders' replacement. Ricci is a low playmaker. So we replace Reinders with Bondo, and we replace Theo with this stupid man. What the hell is going on? Ricci to PSG 2028. Not giving Liberal a chance is criminal. Not playing Camarda is also criminal. Yes, 100%. Camarda, by the way, Lecce. I'm really looking forward to Lecce, seeing Lecce this season. Camarda has a very I don't know if this is unique or they do it often. I never saw it before. But Camarda's contract with Lecce is the following. So every time he plays, Lecce gets some amount of money from AC Milan. And every time he scores, Lecce gets some amount of money from AC Milan. Now, I believe every time he plays, Lecce gets 70K, and every time he scores, Lecce gets 100K. It's weird. It's really strange. It's really strange. It obviously shows that Milan is banking on the player. Banking on the player. Guys, listen, you know what? You know what's terrifying? You know what should fucking terrify you? That Furlani, Jerry, Scaroni, these demons, they're looking at Camarda and their mouth is foaming at the prospect of the capital gains that they can get out of this player. If Camarda becomes a player that everybody thinks in Italy he can become, the amount of money Jerry's going to make out of this player is going to be insane for Italian, especially for Serie A standards. These guys are foaming. And that's why they have this weird operation, because they want the player to grow and they want the player to gain in value, because they love to have those assets with high values, and they'll sell him. They will sell Camarda to whoever comes and buys him. Whoever, even if Inter wants to come and buy Camarda, they'll sell him. They will sell him, guys. Nobody is safe. Roy, respect Jashari. He's Albanian, like Shaka. He's Albanian. Well, he gave his he's plays for Switzerland. Is he Albanian? Sure. His origins are Albanian, but his allegiance is to Switzerland, like Shaka. I don't know. Do you consider these guys Albanian? It's like, do I consider I don't know, these players, like this guy from Argentina, this new wonder kid. His name is something, I don't know what his name is, but something like Enrico Mastrantuono. Bruh, you can't be any more fucking Italian than that. I don't consider him Italian. He's not Italian, he's Argentinian. So I'm not sure. I mean, how do you see it? Do you look at them as being Albanian, or do you look at them as being Swiss with Albanian origins? How does that work? I don't know. Messi has an Italian granddad. Should he be Italian? I don't know. But regardless of that, regardless of where they're from, it's not that I disrespect them. It's just that I find it a strange operation. 40 million for Jashari is a strange operation, because obviously we're not going to get him to keep him. And it's not like this player has shown to be one of the best in his position. It's strange. It's a strange operation. By the way, I do prefer the Shaka operation. I do like Shaka as a player. I do think that we need personality in the midfield, and Shaka is that kind of player. But it looks like Shaka is going to Inter instead right now. Well, this could change. So the information I have about Shaka is this. This is via Ruyu, the journalist, an Italian journalist. So Shaka has a house in Lugano. Lugano is a little city, province of Milano, I think. So according to what that journalist said, Shaka is looking to do his final years in Italy, because he has a house there, and I think his wife is there. Something. There's some kind of relationship there. So whether it's going to be a Milan Inter, I don't know. Right now, the reports are suggesting Inter, but Shaka, I don't know where he is physically speaking, because he's one of those players with high work rate, and usually those players with high work rate, once they get into their mid-30s, they deteriorate really fast, really fast. The players more like Modric, Pirlo, the guys that are more about the football and not so much the work rate, These guys can play forever, but players that are more about work rate and physicality, once they're enter their 30s, bruh, it's like they never were professionals. So I'm curious to see where he is physically because he is 33 going into 34. That's not young, but I like his personality. Jashari also has a good personality. He's a strong player, but I don't know. I'm not convinced. Listen, I'm definitely, I'm definitely happier of Jashari than Estupian. Okay, for sure. Comunque, grande eroe, dobbiamo mantenere duro. We sold Teo. Lo sapete, vero che ste merde vendono Leao l'anno prossimo? Lo dico ora, spacca, non spacca, incassano un centino tanto. Lo abbiamo visto. Li prendono. Yeah, we're gonna sell Teo next season, bro. I know for sure, for sure. Especially if we don't make top four, that's going to be their way out. Leao is the only one left right now that has a high value that they can sell to fix their balance sheets next year. So, and Leao is due to make a move. He's due. He's due for the move. Furlani and the rest should be arrested for how they treated Kamada and Liberali. Yes. Ibrahimovic, guys. Ibrahimovic, why has Ibrahimovic put his hands into the youth project of this? He completely destroyed the youth project of Milan. Ibrahimovic. In 1 year, this guy in 1 year got a coach fired, a coach that got us what in a semifinals Champions League, youth Champions League, and a final youth Champions League, a coach that was doing great. He got him fired because that coach didn't think Ibra's son was ready to play as a starter. That's crazy. That's already just absolute nuts. Then he hired this guy from LA, a friend of his, to be the DS of Milan Futuro, Italian Serie C football. What the fuck does a guy from Los Angeles here, where I'm at, know about Italian Serie C football? As a matter of fact, Milan Futuro got relegated. Yeah, that's what happens, Ibra, when you hire your friends that have no fucking clue about where they're supposed to work out, where they're supposed to work. The team got relegated. Camarda, we almost lost Camarda because Ibra didn't think Ibra was being, I don't know what Ibra's issue was with Camarda. And Liberali is the same thing. The last report I read about Liberali is that the issue is Ibra. Ibra doesn't want to give Liberali his, I don't know what it is. I don't remember what it was. But Ibra is essentially not holding the Liberali operation back, and Liberali wants out. It looks like Ibra wants to get rid of all the superstars, all the young potential superstars, just so his son can be the shining knight armor of the youth team. Like, what the fuck is Ibra doing? Abate, Camarda, Liberali, the Milan Futuro in Serie D. Man, this is a disaster after disaster after disaster, and the guy is still working at the club. But I'm telling you guys, one thing for sure is that right now working for Milan is a great job because you can be the shittiest, you can have the shittiest results, but as long as you finish in the black at the end of the year, Jerry is happy and everybody gets a bonus. I certainly don't want Jashari. I never have heard. Let's check him out. I mean, I remember we were linked to him a while back. We looked at him and he was okay. It's nothing. It's nothing to. I don't know, man. Let's see. Jashari. I mean, he's a skillful player. He's not a shitty player, but I don't know. It's still just like it doesn't feel right. I'm afraid to say hit the like button when Roy bans me by mistake. So this time I'm going to say hit the dislike button instead, just in case. No. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I like Jashari personally. Why are we wasting time just for him? There's so many other midfielders out there that are 1 million times better than him. Yeah, and by the way, also the way we do business has been quite embarrassing to the point where now teams are making fun of us. Club Bruges is making fun of us. Was making fun of us. Like we're becoming a laughing stock. Like well, these guys are turning Milan into a laughing stock. It's painful, guys, to watch all of this. And also Jashari is in a defensive monster. Another cream puff midfield for 20. Okay, yeah. Next live is Saturday, 8 a.m. East. There you go. 8 a.m. East. The Milanista report, guys. Be there. Allegri trusts seasoned players. He has no trust in youth. Yes, and that's another thing that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to Allegri. He does not he likes experienced players. And that's why I think Shaka would be a better player for Allegri. And also, again, Shaka is a piece of shit. Shaka is an asshole. Shaka is the kind of guy that if he doesn't play in your team, you hate him. He's the guy that plays for your rival team, and he's the guy you hate the most. That's the kind of those kind of players. Like no more of these bitch made fucking reindeers kind of players, ballerinas or football or no more ballerinas. We need fucking pieces of garbage on that field. We need personality, especially this season. We're gonna need personality. Uh Paying the club for appearances and goals in loan is the funniest thing ever. Who thought of that come out of strategy? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't think I've seen it. I don't. I'm look. It might be common. I just haven't seen it before. That's the first time. And man, I've been following the sport fucking many years. That's the first time I ever saw that. That's not what I heard. That's not what I saw. Ricci was already a part of. Ricci was pre-Tare. They already had. They already had. They already had Ricci in the bag essentially before even Tare came. Shaka, as far as I know, as far as the reports I'm seeing in Italy, as far as what the guys, the Longonis and Martinelli, these guys are saying, uh, Milan just doesn't want to pay what Leverkusen thinks he's worth, and it really comes down to that. But the intention, as far as I know, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but as far as I know, the intention was to get Ricci and Shaka and Jashari. But they gave up the Shaka because Leverkusen just is not willing to choose Milan's demands. This is what I know. And Ricci was already an operation that they had decided prior to Tare in the winter. By the way, Ricci isn't moving any needles either, guys. Shaka is Swiss, not Albanian, but they are similar players. Shaka is Swiss, not Albanian, but they're similar players. What do you mean, similar players? Similar to what? Pretty sure Shaka has a Swiss passport, but I don't know if he was born there. Shaka plays for the Swiss national team, guys. Doesn't he? I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, he's Swiss. He plays for Swiss. Jashari and Shaka. I don't know where they were born. I don't know if they were born in Albania and then immigrated to Switzerland. I don't know, but I know that their origins are Albanian, but they play for the Swiss national team. This management is obsessed with shooting themselves in the foot. Abate was building a solid base and crashes apart because of ego. Yeah, yeah. That alone there tells you everything. Well, I don't know if you saw Allegri's press conference. So basically, Allegri admitted that the objectives reached top four. Yeah, that's right. This is what his ownership and management really care for. No ambition to win. Yeah, that is 100% correct. Now, of course, Allegri is also playing games, but there is truth in that. There's truth. I mean, if we finished fourth, Jerry is celebrating, guys. They're celebrating. They don't give a fuck about winning, guys. For them, I told you that it's all about their financial scheme. That is the priority. That's the prerogative. And finishing top four is only because that guarantees you a bunch of money. That's all. It's not because it's good to be competitive, finish in the podium, top three, or finish first. Finishing top four is good only because that guarantees you extra 50 million and then the possibility to play in the Champions League, which guarantees you even more money. That's it. It's just about money. It's not about legacy. It's not about care. It's not about attachment to the shirt. That's all it is. How are you going to inspire players if this is what you communicate? Directly and indirectly. Literally, this is what they communicate to the. How are you going to inspire these players to be better than what they are, to believe in this project, to give their all? How the fuck do you expect? Remember the Rio Ave game where you had the Milan players in the cold of the ice, rain pouring down, they're shivering, and they're there huddled up together looking at Gigio and that penalty shootout. That would never happen with this team, with Furlani, because they will never get to that point. You only get to that point when you have a group of players that believe in the project, that are willing to sacrifice everything to get to the promised land. We saw what they care about. Now they don't care about anything. We finish 8th. Rangers celebrated because he got stats, and now he's at Man City. That's it. That's all we got. Ibra is just like Trump. He is driven by his ego, and you'll never understand how he makes his decisions. His career as manager is already finished. Right? It hasn't even started. I mean, before him finishing it, he didn't even start it. Like, he's just damage. Roy Iber's boy spent some time in Germany before he went to the LA Galaxy. Regardless, he has zero business running Futuro. Yeah, the guy has no business running Futuro. Whether he was Germany first, how does a guy from a foreign country come to Italy and know how to manage the sporting side of a team that plays in Serie C? Like, your knowledge of Italian football needs to be fucking on point. You need to know who all the teams are. You need to know who all the players are. You need to know what all the cities are like. You need to know what all the stadiums are like. Because this shit is not on TV. You don't get to see Serie C on TV. Right? If you either you actually are part of it and you know it, or you're actively trying to look for streams of Serie C to understand the league. It's the dumbest decision in the world. It's the dumbest decision in the world. I don't know. Xhaka was shouting at Arsenal teammates left for Leverkusen and won trophies first season. Yeah, listen, Xhaka, I think, as I said, I like Xhaka as a player. I don't know where he is at physically, but I think he's a valuable player. And I think if we had him, if he was like 28, I think right now I would definitely go for it. But at 33 going to 34, I just don't know where he is at physically, because these kind of players deteriorate fast. These kind of players that put their body on the line all their career, they deteriorate fast. The way how Furlani always tries to convince the players, and then he uses the players to press on his club to let him go. Yeah, that's right. Disgusting. It's so shit. It will make most teams in European districts. Yeah. Yep. Look at Atletico. Atletico, how the Morata operation happened. And we burnt the bridge with Atletico. We're definitely burning the bridges with all these teams. They're never going to give us any discounts. Why would they? Roy, I don't see how a talented youth player would want to sign up for Milan's academy, seeing how they treated come out. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, other players see it. Anyway, guys, listen. I was, as I said, when the season ended, I had a little bit of optimism in hoping that maybe things are going to change a little bit, but I'm not seeing that. Actually, I'm seeing that the club is doubling down, and it seems to me pretty apparent that The purpose of Tare and Allegri, but especially Tare, is to protect Furlani. Furlani doesn't want to be targeted by the criticisms of the media. So it's all going to go on Tare, and it already has. It's already starting to happen. You're starting to see reports come in saying how come Tare can't get these operations across the line, but Tare isn't doing these operations. Furlani is the one that dictates the operations. So, having said that, guys, I just wanted to say today that we are halfway into the summer market. Then the end of August, the market is over. Season goes into the next season. We go into the next season somewhere after mid-August. And at this point in time, I was hoping to have seen a little bit better. I'm not in a rush to get players. I see a lot of people on the internet upset that we haven't got players yet. That's really not what is dictated in my opinions. It's just the way we're operating. Seems like nothing has changed. And this will translate onto the field. It always does. So, having said that, guys, that'll be it for today. I appreciate everybody that joined us. I hope the next live will be a little bit more positive. But I'm enjoying life. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm super busy with work. I've have a lot of friends. I have a good life. So I'm just upset at Milan. That's it. I'm upset that we're being run like a circus, and it's time. It's time for us to not experience that anymore. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Forza Milan. Forza history of Milan. Forza Maldini. And screw these new guys destroying the club. We'll see you next time. Click the like button before you leave. Thank you. Peace out. Bye.